What's up YouTube, Demi here with another Demi Splains. This one's for the Delve frequently asked questions that people have been asking over the last couple days as they've released this announcement, right? So, quick update on me. I bought a Le Hoop of Altar for 225x today, got 4 mirror services, so that's pretty cool. If you want to keep, getting these news updates, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, otherwise YouTube will not show you my videos, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, thanks for that. Alright, so let's get into this. Delve frequently asked questions. When do you think, okay, so this is just like super basic delve is you're going to find deposits of voltaxic on the top of the mines, right? In normal areas, in every zone, every area, there's sometimes a lot of it, right? You mine that with Nico, the League's dude. You give it to him, and then he'll allow you to start upgrading and entering the mine, right? And you enter the mine, you farm azurite, and then you bring that back and upgrade your stuff even further. So when you first encounter the delves, as early as the coast, which is around level 5, so it's no longer a map-specific... I thought it was going to be like an alternative to mapping at endgame. It's actually just in every single area ever, kind of like Incursion Sword, which is cool. Is there a minimum amount of voltaxic sulfite needed to enter the mine? There is a minimum amount required to get the crawler to go to a new location, but it's quite small for short delves, so you can start pretty early on. And then once you do your first couple delves, get some azurite, you can start upgrading how much sulfite you can actually carry per... just how much you can carry around right before you go use it. How long can you spend in the mine, assuming you've filled your capacity? There depends on a number of factors, but with reasonable capacity upgrades at a reasonable depth, you can chain a few longer delves together if you want to consume all your voltaxic sulfite at once. So this kind of means that there's like this this cap type thing. Basically how far you can delve depends on how much you've upgraded your capacity and how much voltaxic you've actually farmed outside of the mines to go down deeper, right? So it's kind of like you're gonna have to work on it, which is cool. To wait for Nico to collect the sulfite once you encounter it? No, you can click it and walk away, or click him and do the delve immediately. Okay, so he'll just show up, you can click the sulfite and fuck off. You don't have to complete an incursion before you actually collect it, which is kind of nice. Can you bypass leveling in other areas of the game and spend most of the time exclusively in the mine? No, you will have to play the regular game to get voltaxic sulfite so that you can play delve. That's important. It's not going to completely kill mapping. People are going to still be playing maps, which is nice. Can you use azurite for anything other than upgrading your mining equipment? Azurite can be spent upgrading your mining equipment, so you can upgrade sulfite capacity, darkness resistance, light radius to offset the difficulty of deeper levels, as well as upgrades for flares in the capacity radius and duration, and dynamite capacity radius damage. You can also directly buy more flares dynamite to help with your delves. Nico also sells resonators to craft with for a price. Resonators are the currency that we've been talking about. I will link the previous news update in the description of this video. If you're not up to date, you can just watch that video, and that one before that's linked as well in the previous video, you know, which is kind of cool. But resonators are the currency of the league that we're going to be able to we're basically getting currency to put in the resonators to then use the resonators on our items. We get currency to craft our currency. It's just extremely meta. It's great. Can you trade azurite, sulfite, flares, and dynamite? Do they take up inventory space? They cannot be traded and do not take up space. This is so important because the issue I was having with Bestiary League and Incursion to an extent is you have to have inventory space to pick up nets. You had to have inventory space to pick up the unlocks in the incursions, whatever they were called, right? Which was kind of annoying. But they track your own progress and they're stored for your individual character. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about like an extra inventory space take up this league at all. It's just like on your account, your character, whatever, right? Is your mine progress character based or account wide? This is also important because if you made a really deep mine, the fear was you wouldn't be able to go into the mine on your other characters because it would be set that deep, right? But it is character based, and there's a catch-up mechanism for subsequent characters if you don't want to play delve while leveling. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that sounds good. The fact that it's character based means that hardcore players are going to not have to worry about it too much, because I mean, again, if you delved really deep on your main character and then you died, your new character would have the same level mine, which means you can't do the mine until you catch up on the character's gear and levels, which is just going to be really annoying for hardcore, but that's gone. That fear is gone. I'm cool with that. Will your mine layout differ to other people's? Yes, every character's mine is different. The same types of things spawn at the same depths with the same rarities, so if someone finds something cool in a specific location, have a look around that depth. Okay, so this means that the community is going to be sharing the depths of things that they find, hopefully, and like posting them all over the forums and Reddit and spreading them around on streams and all that stuff. I will try to create informational videos about like what depths to search for or to get to, so you can just target farm specific things, which is pretty cool. And I'm sure that'll be a thing. You're gonna like set your depths to go to like, I don't know, say 30 deep and then farm for like a specific league's mechanic or something like that, which would be kind of cool. Can you teleport to any checkpoint in the Azurite Mine? Yes, just like the waypoint system that's currently in game, so that's cool. It'll just be like this. Fuck, I'm on a PvP only character, so I don't actually have waypoints. You know what I mean. You know what it looks like, it's cool. You'll just be able to drop in deeper if you want to resume where you left off, right? Is the mine only infinite downwardly? It's also infinite laterally, side to side, so that means once you do find that depth that you really like farming at, you can just continuously expand your mine left and right, left and right, left and right forever, or just go left forever, I guess. Does the mine get harder than maps? Yes, very much so. So the push to get characters actually geared into endgame is going to exist. There's going to be a reason to upgrade your character past the ability to clear T15 maps. There's going to be a reason to min-max, to craft mirror items, to push your character to the limits, maybe even get level 100 and then push to the limits, you know. There's just a reason now, instead of just because you wanted to, like I do in Standard. You don't really need to get mirror gear, but in this, if you want to push as deep as is humanely possible, you're going to need it eventually, which is really cool to me. Is the mine a single area, or are there loading screens between checkpoints? It creates a large area around your starting point, so if you travel through a lot of delves, you'll eventually hit a load screen. In practice, this rarely comes up, so that shouldn't be a problem. The issue with this is that, like, if you have a bad PC and you have to load every single, like, other zone, it's kind of annoying to go deep into the mines, but that's okay, you'll be alright. How will the mine work in parties? Anyone... Ooh, this is cool. Everyone in a party gets their own sulfite when anyone clicks it. When you go into the mine, you leave behind a portal that your friends can use to enter your mine. Crawler's progress is tied to the owner of the mine. If that person leaves, the crawler stops and the party will not be able to proceed. So that's cool. It does encourage party play, because this right here, everybody gets sulfite. It's kind of like a multiplier to how much you get, I guess. But since you can't trade it, it's still a personal progression type thing. But you could potentially leech off of really high-end delves to go get a bunch of sulfite with them, maybe, unless it's, I don't know if it's like percent based or what. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, do maps drop in the mine? They are not in the regular drop pool, but some city and encounter rewards are specifically maps. City rewards. In the mines, there's supposed to be like zones where it's a specific other league. Yeah, you get to encounter different biomes, and then you'll be able to farm that league specific item. So I'm sure one of these is gonna have like a cartographer's box or something like that. You can drop a bunch of maps and then sell them outside if you wanted, or just run them. We find masters or trials in the mines. No, so no Uber Lab, no leveling of your masters, whatever. Can you run the same delve twice? Each delve can only be run once because the encounter is rewarding, but you can return to the areas you cleared to hunt in the darkness with flares afterwards. The path that you have previously delved along is now lit by a cable of lights laid by the crawler. That's actually kind of interesting. So the, is there a picture of the map on this? The map is just like this massive thing right here. So this is all going to be revealed. Eventually you're going to explore this entire section like this is, and then you're going to have to start expanding left and right or go farther down to keep finding more things to farm. I think I like that. I think I like that a lot, actually. So you're going to get some pretty cool, huge, like, screen displays of this, I'm sure. Of the randomness. I kind of like it. Are you able to backtrack with the crawler? You can go on any delve connected to a node that you've already completed. It transports you in the crawler to that location. So if you, like, say you went down this path, but you didn't get this little bit, you could port back to one of... I'm assuming these are waypoints. Port back to this and then just walk back along the path to pick up whatever you missed, which is fine. What happens if you die in a delve? If you die, you fail the delve and you have to repeat it. You don't get the items that the crawler's picked up for you on that failed attempt. That's no fun. Also, this is something that I didn't talk about in the other videos that I didn't really know. The crawler picks up loot automatically, and then when you get to a checkpoint, it'll drop it all for you. Or you can, or something like that, right? Something along that system. You don't have to loot while you're running through the delve. So there's not a focus on making sure that you loot everything as you're going, unless you want to go out of your way to pick up stuff in the darkness. Like, you can leave the path and go over here and grab crap and then come back. But anything that you kill alongside the path, the crawler will loot the items and the rares and all that crap for you and carry it to the next checkpoint, which is really important. Alright, is there a ladder for both solo and group play? The solo ladder is the SSF ladder. The reason is this is the case is because there are so many different ways that players in the group non-SSF league can be held by friends. People can pool items and wealth, power level each other, help with difficult delves. Results in the non-SSF ladder has to be treated the same way as we treat their level and item games. They're influenced by other players. SSF results are guaranteed to be solo though. So this is kind of sad. It makes sense, but the way I was seeing it was I wanted to see a ladder for like single player deepest delve. But it makes sense because you could potentially have an entire guild funding one person, one character. Like I'd have my guild fund me, funnel me currency and items, and then push with my own, or push with that gear, right? And then when I'm done, I could just trade that gear to another person in the guild to let them do the same thing, and get a bunch of us on the leaderboards that way. So this does make sense in a way. it's not, I don't like it personally. I would have liked to see somehow a controlled thing to have like 1-man, 2-man, 3-man, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man parties on the ladder and then SSF ladder separately. But it makes sense. There's not really a way to implement that that's fair for everyone. Because everybody knows in races there's always like a team of people trading for someone else, and that gives that one person an extreme advantage. It would be the same exact problem here, unless you're an SSF, so that's cool. Will there be will there be global announcements when players reach new depths in the mine? Probably. That'll be cool. Like, this player has reached level 10,000. New announcement on global chat. I like that. What kind of damage is the darkness? How does it stack? It's its own damage type. Only defenses that reduce all damage can reduce darkness damage. Stacks up twice a second and can get very dangerous quickly. I'm assuming it's infinite as well. Try to think of what mods would reduce damage taken. All damage taken. The only mod I can think of offhand is Juggernaut. For that. I don't think there's any other mods that reduce all damage. It's like reduce chaos damage, reduce area damage, reduce elemental damage, reduce whatever, but I don't remember any that are just generic all damage reduction. Other than Jug. But if it stacks infinitely and you can't remove stacks, you're just gonna die. So if you have the thought of trying to just out-regen the delves, probably not gonna happen forever. Maybe for a little bit, but not forever. Does light radius on items affect your experience in the mine? No! The darkness suppresses regular light, so players have no light radius in the mine themselves. This was actually another thing that I was getting comments on when I talked about when I released the first delve announcement video. Lots of comments were like, oh, so you just stack light radius and you're fine. No, it's a totally different type of darkness. You will just die regardless of your light radius. Is darkness resistance only available through the upgrade panel, or can you get it on item mods? It only comes from the upgrade panel. So, I don't know if there's a screenshot of it. There's like an upgrade screen where you can spend the Voltaxic Sulfite and the Azurite and all that stuff. And you can upgrade your resistance to the damage there. So you have to invest pretty heavily if you want to tank it for a long time. Will I be able to use Flick Strike in the mine? Absolutely! Just know that the darkness will still kill you. How does the darkness affect minions and totems? It doesn't. That's interesting. So you can potentially just shove your minions out into the darkness to kill stuff out of range, which is kind of nice. Does the scaling of the mine apply to specters? Can we summon high-level specters as we get deeper into the mine? Specters are at the level corresponding to the depth you entered the mine at. You can summon high-level specters from the mine. So once you get into a deep delve, say you're like level 100-something AI, if that's possible, you could just summon specters from the AI there. So that's really cool. Tell me about the dragon. So there's a dragon in the trailer that I totally fucking missed at the beginning of the trailer somewhere. I think it's, oh god, I don't know where it is exactly in the trailer. But I like totally missed it. So it's there. It's some kind of boss that we can fight, which is cool. And apparently there's a lot of them, so it's not going to be like last league where there's just the Omnitech. There's going to be a lot of different types of bosses and fights that you can do, which is nice. Can we stack copies of the same fossils in a resonator? So again, back to the currency thing. You have a resonator that you put other currency into fossils, and you give it item types, which is nice. So you can't just stack a bunch of fizz modded ones in a resonator and get an all fizz modded weapon. That'd be OP. How do the rarities of various resonators compare? There are two types, chaotic and alchemical. These have the functionality of chaos orbs and alchemy orbs respectively, but you can control what mods they give, right? Each one can have a number of sockets. Ones with many sockets are much harder to find than ones with few. That makes sense. You don't want to give like everybody 6 socket chaos orbs, basically 6 mods you can control with chaos orbs. That's a bit too OP. But since they have said there's 2 here, that means there's not an exalted orb one, so you can't guarantee like you're gonna exalt fizz mods or something like that, or LE mods. Which I'm not sure how I feel about. I kind of wanted that to happen so we could meteor craft more with it, but whatever. How rare will fossils be? How will they have an equal drop chance? Most fossils aren't that rare. You'll have plenty of opportunity to craft cool items this league. Certain powerful ones are more rare than others. Totally fine by me. They have to wait them, otherwise it's just too easy. What's the difference between reliquary keys in Delve and reliquary keys in Legacy? I was getting this question a lot too. Time 1 reliquary keys, the ones in Delve, drop less frequently but have more valuable results. The relics that can be found in the Time 1 reliquary are shiny versions of any unique items that are available in Path Exile leagues that weren't in the main unique drop pool. Stuff like Headhunter. All 151 uniques have equal chances of being in the reliquary. So no Eternal Orbs, no Legacy items, no like 1k life Calm's Hearts, no like Insta Leech Vingtars, none of that stuff. That's not at all what we're talking about. It's just league specific uniques. So you can get like Farul's Fur, you could get Zerfi's Heart, you could get a Headhunter, you could get I don't even know, a billion other league specific uniques. The taming, I think, is league specific. Just stuff like that. No legacy items, just league specifics, totally different. Are there any hideout changes coming? Not in 3.4, but there'll be some in 3.5. Cool. Will the Delve soundtrack be added to the supporter pack? Yes, we don't know when. That's fine. There's usually like a digital download of the supporter packs in the digital download of the music with the supporter packs. This league didn't have that, so they're adding it later. What items will the crawler pick up? Anything within the light radius, which I believe you can upgrade the light radius. You can upgrade your loot pickup range. You know that automatic loot pickup thing we've always wanted? Here it is. What is the maximum speed of the crawler? The base speed is proportional to your run speed. For example, if you use a Quicksilver Flask, that speed increases. The crawler can also move faster than your run speed if you get in front of it via movement skills, so it'll play catch up with you, which is really important. All this is really not important because the monsters are hard enough that the challenge is not being left behind. You're not escorting the crawler, it's escorting you. That is so important. So people were worried that they were going to make like a Queen of Forest 600% move speed character and just run past the crawler all the time and it would take forever to catch up. But not the case. The crawler will speed up with you, so don't worry about that at all. Just make sure that you can survive and keep up with the crawler, otherwise you die. So yeah, all of this is pretty cool. It clears up a lot of stuff that I was worried about. The ladder thing's kind of annoying. Dying in a delve is going to be annoying because you just lose all the loot. It also, man, for softcore players, this is going to piss them off. If you just die, you lose everything. Just like in hardcore. But, I don't know, it's kind of like Uber Lab, I guess. If you die in Uber Lab, you lose the chest at the end. Same thing. Even in softcore, right? It'll be okay. Other than that, I mean, this all looks good to me. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'll try to clear them up in the comments below. If you have any more questions you want to ask me live, feel free to join our Discord channel or follow me on Twitch. The link is actually on screen, or it's in the description below the video. If you want to support what I do and help me continue making content creation for you guys, help me continue creating content for you guys, if you would like to, my links to my Patreon, you can like sign up to help like contribute monthly to support what I do. You can do that there. You can come on Twitch and subscribe there. You can buy merch as well. We have a good amount of merch now in the shop. If you have any suggestions on what you want to see me add, feel free to let me know. We do have a fair amount of stuff. We got sweaters and t-shirts and mugs and stickers and pillows and phone cases, like whatever you want. It's all there. It's very cute, very high quality stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully we get more Delve updates tomorrow. Again, sorry these are coming out so late. It's just because GGG released the information at 9 PM and I'm, you know, what am I supposed to do? Record it, render it, edit it, upload it, and then it's like 10:30, 11 PM at night. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this, but I will see you in the next video. That'll be Demi out.